Hello everybody. Today we're going to attempt to pour the concrete in the chicken coop floor. It's after work and it's about 6:30 now, so I've got probably 2 hours, maybe a little more before dark, and I'm going to attempt to get this all done in a couple hours. I finished tying the rebar, double checked the depth of the gravel. I just picked up the concrete in town in bags. It was really not enough to warrant having a concrete truck deliver it. They charge you an arm and a leg. So I picked up, it ended up being approximately 36 bags of concrete. So we're gonna pull that up here where it's a little easier to get to. I don't have water ran up here yet. That's another thing to add to the list around the homestead, is getting a water line ran up here. So, but I do have a trough for watering cattle, like a cattle trough. So I think what I'll do is I'll put a bunch of water in there, bring it up here, scoop it out in the bucket, and then I'll mix the concrete in the tractor bucket. I think that'd be the best way to do it. I can mix it up good and then just pour it right into the form. So what do you say we get this project started? May not be able to tell it on the video, but it is starting to get a little bit dark. It's probably getting close to 20 after 8, something like that. This is an easier project with 2 people. Pretty close. I'm going to maybe go over it one more time and then let it dry off just a hair, and then I'll get the trowel to it. Put in all the anchor bolts. Just need to try to think about where the studs are going to be in the wall, and if you can help it, don't line these up with where a stud's going to be, or it'll be a lot more work for you later on. I think these should be pretty good. I figure 6 would be good for a chicken coop. These are just some old anchor bolts left over from when I built the house, so it's one of those things you don't want to get rid of, right? You'll use it one day. Just kind of gonna strike it off real quick. Get the bigger bumps out and everything. And then I'll come back. I'll get it pretty good here, and then I'll come back and hit it again when it gets a little closer to drying off. I'll come back and get it again. Hey everybody, it's like 8:45, maybe 8:30, 8:45, so it took a little more than 2 hours like I would hoped. Got it pretty slicked off. I'm gonna come back in maybe 45 minutes or something when it's a little more cured. Try to do a little bit of a hard finish on it. Probably not necessary, but I'd like it as smooth as possible. You want as smooth as a dance floor, you know, that way the chickens can do the moonwalk and the electric slide and stuff like that when they get bored. That's important for entertainment for them. So anyway, if it's light enough to film, I will film that part. Okay, we're back out here. Got the tractor lights on because it is pretty dark now. We'll set up here and do just a little bit of hard finishing, just try to slick it off a hair and see if we can't make it just a little bit better. Hello everybody. It's been about 4 or 5 days since we poured the concrete pad, so it's good and cured now. I work full time, plus we had a lot of rain this last week, so it's hard to get out here every day. But now that she's ready to go, we can pull the form boards off. Maybe we'll backfill a little bit around it today. And then the next step will be making a good material list and sorting the lumber. I've got quite a bit of wood cut over there already, but I need to kind of sort through it and see exactly what I need. So that'll be the next step. So we'll get going here today. course, you know me, I'll save the stakes. I'll use them again eventually. Also, another thing I did is the form boards I purposely bought in treated. That way, those will be able to be used for the base plates for the chicken coop. Everything else, all the other wood, I should be able to cut up on my sawmill, but I wanted those base plates to be out of pressure treated wood so that it'll last longer, especially with all the chicken coop mess that they make. So those will be reused. I can reuse these, and I'll knock those form boards off of there next, and then we can start backfilling. Also, I think the pressure treated, using that for form boards, they seem to come off easier. I have some form release oil that of course I saved from another job I did, but I didn't think to spray it on before I started. But really, I think the pressure treated, there's a lot more moisture in it, so it seems to work good for form boards. So yeah, that looks pretty good. I'll get some dirt, or what we call dirt, and we'll backfill around it so it's easier to walk around. Okay, well, I'd say as far as pouring the pad project, we're in pretty good shape. I've backfilled around it. I didn't go crazy on smoothing it out and picking up all the rocks because I'm going to be working around here, and no use like planting grass or anything like that. But got the holes filled. Looks pretty good. I think we're well on our way to having a chicken coop, guys. I will kind of next week, I think what we'll do is start with the wood, start sorting that out, maybe run the sawmill a little bit, and cut up some wood once I decide what all I need. Well, everyone, that pretty much finishes up the concrete pad project for the chicken coop. And next week, like I said, we'll start sorting some lumber out and see what we need. But I just want to kind of touch base with y'all real quick and kind of go over, you probably noticed me reusing a lot of stuff and saving a lot of stuff. You probably think I'm a little bit of a hoarder. I'm not, but I do see value in things that I could use in the future. And you know, the old adage of a penny saved is a penny earned. I kind of live by that. If you think about it, it's okay. So, you know, you probably see maybe some old windows alongside the road somebody's giving away for free, and it's like, you know, I need to build a shed. Those would sure work good. Now you can either, you know, pick those up and save those and use them for when you need them, or you can wait till you're building a shed and you know, you can order some windows and spend $200 or $300 on windows for a shed. And if the ones that are being given away are just fine, you know, why not use those? I've always thought it's not how much you earn, but it's how much you save. By that I mean, like an example of those windows, is it easier to earn an extra $200 or $300 a month, or is it easier to pull in and pick up some windows for free? You know, just little things. I don't save everything, and sometimes you do have to spend some money, but I think it's good to spend and reuse things. I mean, it's kind of the poor man's recycling plan, if you think about it. Instead of, you know, putting in a recycling bin and let someone else recycle it, we reuse it ourselves. So I think it's a way you can save quite a lot of money. You don't have to have a lot of money to have a homestead and have nice things. You just have to kind of plan out and the ways you can save things. Maybe do a little more work yourself. You know, I do a lot of physical labor. I have a lot of what you call sweat equity into this place because I've done a lot of the work myself, or I have my sons that'll come out and help me if I need help. But I think it's a good way to save some money, and why not? You know, why not do it yourself? It's good, healthy exercise. I think it gives you a sense of accomplishment when you're finished that you built it, a little more than, like, you know, feeling accomplishment for, okay, I called on the phone and hired a crew to come out and level my land, and then I hired a crew to come out and pour concrete, and then I hired a crew to build the chicken coop. And, you know, you might have $2,500 in your chicken coop when you're done, and it might be a really nice chicken coop, but then how many eggs do you have to collect, or chickens do you have to collect to pay for that? You know, I see all these little chicken coops, and sometimes you don't have a choice, but I see little chicken coops for, you know, $800 or $900 that you can buy at the store, and that's great. I mean, they're really nice chicken coops, but how many eggs do you have to save to do that? You know, unless you're just doing this completely as a hobby and not to save any money, then I don't see the point in that if you can build it yourself. And maybe it's not going to be as pretty as what you buy in the store, but you know, who are you trying to impress, right? The chickens? So anyway, I just thought I'd touch base on that. And I know you'll probably notice I save a lot of stuff, or, you know, I save the wire from the fencing, and then the fencing that I'm going to put up, I've actually saved from other projects. So I have most, if not all, the wire I need to put up instead of spending $400 or $500 on it. So it's just a matter of being able to see some value in things and save it. So that's it. Just kind of want to touch base on that. So until next week, I hope to see y'all down the trail.